Welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. If y'all in here, we are back live again, live in the living room, episode 9. We got a very special guest today with us, Bo Dean.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, man. We was just talking behind the scenes about a whole bunch of stuff. We was talking about how for quite a few years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, we did an interview, but it all got scrapped, and we back again, and we finna do this thing the right way.
Appreciate you for having me,
Hey,
bro.
no doubt. And I appreciate you coming through, because he was just telling us before we went live, he was just telling me how he really has stopped doing interviews. So, like, just, it's not really a question that I had, but what was the reasoning for you really pulling away from that?
I stopped doing a lot of interviews because I felt that a lot of people that do the interviews, they don't really actually do research on the artists and stuff. They kind of ask like a lot of generic questions, or it's not really like centered around like the artist, you know. So when I do interviews, I like respect, you know what I'm saying, those people, and
Right.
I know they really, you know, do their research and know about me and my history and stuff like that.
So, I've been following for what, over, it's 2024. I've been following for 14 years.
Damn.
When I came back to St. Louis in 2010, I had a goal to get on the music scene.
Yeah.
And I had a ex-girlfriend that was like, check out Slum Fest, check out the slum scene. And I was like, all right. So I started diving into that, got familiar with Rob, got familiar with the slum scene, and then I started seeing you like a lot and the fro, and just, I was like, man, it was a branding. You had a brand then. You know what I'm saying? So I was like really intrigued by that. And then one of the things that I seen early on was, I want to ask you about this. I didn't write it down, but I want to ask you about it since we talked about it. There was a picture of you and Oprah. What's up with that picture?
That was Photoshop.
Yeah, I figured so.
That was for this video that I did. It was called the Drum Game Mashup. The whole concept was like I became famous and got the big head and kind of forgot about like all the people that helped supported me and stuff. I went Hollywood. One of the scenes was me talking about me meeting Oprah and Jay-Z and stuff. So I had my head Photoshop on like a bunch of like celebrities, like faces that was like hanging with her and other big name artists.
Okay.
So that's in the video. So if y'all check out like Drum Gang Mashup, that's where that picture, you know what I'm saying, stems from.
Okay, yeah, like I see that picture. That's been in my mind for so long. Like, wait a minute. How's he with Oprah? Like, cause that was one of the first things that I seen from Bo Dean, was like that picture. And I was like, man, how the fuck is he with Oprah? And then it's crazy because like at that time, I'm an artist. When you an artist, we can show love, we can unify, but there's a competition.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, how the fuck do I compete with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga with Oprah. Yeah, how is he with Oprah? So, but I just had to ask about that, man. So look,
shout out to Oprah.
For sure, you need to be on Oprah. Like, I feel like you Oprah worthy.
I appreciate
it. And a few other people from the Lou Oprah worthy.
Yeah.
T-Dubbo is one of them.
Definitely.
And there's a few other people, but for sure, I feel like, you know, with the things you do, you definitely could be there. You deserve it.
Gratitude.
So let's get into these questions, man. Like,
let's talk about it.
So you was talking about a lot of artists, you know, don't really research you and know about you. I do, but we want the people to know more about you. And I want to know more about the things that got you to this point. So my first question is for you is, when did you discover a passion for music, and that's like, this is what you want to do and devote your time to?
I discovered that passion when I was in 5th grade. 5th grade, we had to do we had to write a dare poem.
Oh man.
Like why, you know, you should stay away from drugs.
I disappointed
like
that. I disappointed that.
So like that's like when I first realized that I could actually write.
Okay.
Then just hanging around my big cousins and stuff, like they introduced me to artists like Snoop Dogg and Master P, Cash Money, Jay-Z, stuff like that.
Right.
My mom bought me my first like rap tapes, Criss Cross, MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice. So I used to play that 24/7. First tape that I ever bought was Will Smith, Big Willie style. You know, so that was kind of like my own personal journey of just like building my discography of like, you know what I'm saying, artists. And then once I learned how to tell my feelings into a cohesive, you know what I'm saying, poem,
Right.
you know, that's when I really got like addicted to it and really start being more laid back and reserved and just like talking with my pen.
Okay. Okay, so like you mentioned Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah.
And I talk about like, see, because when we talk hip hop, a lot of motherfuckers can't talk hip hop with me because I'm gonna point shit out.
Yeah.
And you mentioning Vanilla Ice is big to me because I feel like Vanilla Ice he deserves more credit.
Man, his album was hard.
That first album was nice.
Yeah, bro.
Regardless of the antics or, it's white boy, he ain't real and he ain't right it or whatever. I feel like all that he ain't right it shit is out the window now because of how people love Drake. You one of them, which is a thing that for me, knowing you as an artist is like unbelievable, right? But Drake got good music and you a fan of Drake. So, but all the like writing, like back in the 90s, that was a big thing. You gotta write it, it gotta be real, this, that, and the other. But aside from all that, I used to bump that Vanilla Ice album.
Classic, bro.
I think that album it deserves more respect than it got. And at the time, motherfuckers could say what they want, but they were fucking with Vanilla Ice. They were fucking with that ice, baby. Everybody was.
Niggas can lie and say they wouldn't, but how did that mug go multi-platinum?
Well, we could say the white people. You know what I'm saying? The white people are the consumers of hip hop. I had an argument with that. My little cousin actually deleted me off of Facebook.
Damn.
Because I said white people are the people who buy the tickets. They buy the merch. They buy the albums. They're the ones who buy it. We stream it. We bootleg it. We might go to the concert at the hood, at the venue, but they support it.
Yeah.
So we could say that, but I feel like at that time, it was us too. Because at that time, for a white person to be accepted in the culture, you had to do something. Yeah. We didn't accept nobody. MC Search. And the other white dude from third base. It was
Mark.
Well, Marky Mark. We did with Marky Mark.
I fuck with Marky Mark.
It's crazy.
I fuck with Marky Mark.
Marky, I don't even. Marky Mark, man.
He was the first John Cena. That's what Marky Mark was. He was the first John Cena, bro.
I never thought about that. I was sitting here listening to I just put it on the Ali Versus station when I listened to the radio, play stuff that I like, and it had a version of Fuji La. It was the patois, like is that what they call it? The patios version, like what Haitians speak. It was that version, so they was speaking that, like that French Haitian dialect, and I was listening to that song and I was just reflecting on that Fuji La album, and I turned to Sugar Grits and I said, I just realized they tried to recreate the Fugees when they put Fergie with the Black Eyed Peas. They tried to recreate that, and you can never recreate what the Fugees did with that Fuji La album. Yeah. That is a great album. You know what I'm saying? All right, so going back to like those early days, and you discovered your passion for music and writing a poem, and then you started, figuring out you could use your voice through your pen. Do you remember your first song that you recorded? See, that's taking you back right there.
The first song that I recorded, it was over my homie Paul Gamble's house. This had to be like 7th grade or 8th grade. Okay. It was over that Sean. It was over a Sean beat. I think the beat was called Gangsta or something like that. Had a mean ass violin to it.
Okay.
It was me and my group. We had a rap group at that time called Hustlers by Nature. It was me, my nigga History, and my dude Mad Lou at the time.
Okay.
That was the first verse that I ever wrote down, like that I recorded.
Right.
I wish I still had that album.
I had a whole album.
I had a whole when I was from middle school to high school, I was putting out music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was selling it. So like that, selling the CDs and stuff. I was always on that from like the jump.
Wow.
And we was making good money off it too.
That's what's up.
And so, but I rapped off a Sean beat. Once I find out what that beat is, I'm gonna text you and let you know. But that was the first time that I recorded some, and after that, I was addicted. And like, of course, I had a lot of things to work on, but once people heard it and stuff, it's like, damn, I didn't even know you rap, man.
And
That's
so
hard. And
that was like 7th grade,
7th grade, bro.
and y'all was making discs and selling them.
We was making discs and selling them. Yep.
Hustlers by nature.
Hustlers
for
by
real.
nature, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Cause like I said earlier, the whole time I've been paying attention to Bo Dean, there's been merch, there's been branding.
Mhm.
You know, like I've always seen the shirt. I've always just branding. You know what I'm saying? The fro, and then so like just to hear you say that even back then, 7th grade, you was on that.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. Now,
Yeah.
was y'all doing disc and writing on them?
Yep.
No artwork, just
Nah,
just
nah.
writing on them.
Once I had like a job, once I had real money to really put into the artwork, work and stuff like that, then that's when I started like having like actual covers and at least like the labels, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't until I was like after high school.
Right, when you started making your own money a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and then that was another thing too, just going back to the branding, was like I would constantly see like you would put out a single or you would put out an album. A big one was Chi Chi.
Yeah.
The first Chi Chi, and you had artwork for it, and it was like, man, I was looking at the stuff like, man, this is, I can't be writing on disc no more. Like you gotta, so it was,
I was always heavy. I'm an artist too. I like to draw and paint and stuff like that. So I was always big on like presentation. Like one of the most important things to me with releases is like your cover art, especially with an album, because your cover art is going to kind of state. It's pretty much explaining what the album is going to be about.
It's almost like this. It's like,
Yeah.
Look at this. You
know
brought
what I'm
me a
saying?
package. Shout
Bring
out.
it through the pack.
I ain't even opened it up yet. We're gonna open it up a little bit later. But you see the branding on the package. This makes you think like, what the fuck is in there? Like, what is this? I need to see it. You know what I'm saying? So listen to what he's saying. Like a lot of the questions that I ask is to also educate other artists that may be watching in the future. You know what I'm saying? So branding
is very important. Like even now, like when I shoot videos or when I do interviews, I'm always rocking my brand. Like this right here, just a concept, but it's called Nappy Been Cool. You know what I mean? You
live in the
got your
living room.
brand on. So like whenever I'm doing something, it's gonna always be prevalent.
And so just speaking on the brand, me and Sugar is sitting here watching. Man, I take inspiration and learning moments from everything. Video game, story, anime, Cobra Kai that's playing in the background right now. But this
season 6 too.
I know, man. And I just real quick, I started it last night, and I'm gonna watch it. But I hate when this happens with shows. And if you watched it, you probably know what I mean. I hate when this happens with shows. Like the kids done grown up, and it just don't really feel the same.
Bro, when me and my lady was watching it, I was like, damn, Lil Daniel son he didn't hit puberty and everything. This nigga big as hell.
Man, he was a little fat, chubby kid. He tall and slim now. And then like Miguel, ain't that his name?
Yeah.
That's a grown ass man now.
You still in high school?
Robbie still look like a high school kid, but like Miguel and what's the other girl name from that was with Cobra Kai, the mean one, what's her name? I can't even remember her name, but
Robbie's girlfriend.
Yeah,
she
look grown.
And the little black boy, like he looked a little grown.
He was a little kid. Like it's crazy, and it's just like it's just like they all growing up, and that happens.
Yeah,
but it's just like something about it just kind of
throws it off.
It don't feel the same as the other seasons for me. I'm gonna watch it. Because I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai, like Tori, that's her name. Thank you, Chagris. Karate Kid movies coming up, those are the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then just the way they continued this, I think is great.
That was smart.
But it's just something about the season. It's just like throwing me off a little bit. But we gonna check it out.
Sure.
So going back to the branding and the art, I remember one of your first album covers that I seen was like abstract. I think it was like abstract art. It was
November 3. Yeah,
that's what it was. November 3. Did you make that art?
My cousin made the art.
Okay.
We both came up with the idea though.
Okay.
All my cover arts, like I'll come up with the concept, and then I have my cousin used to do all my art back in the day. Like everything from November 3 down.
Okay.
And then I started just having other people do it because he was busy with his
Stuff,
career and
right.
stuff like that. But yeah, I'll come up with the concept. I may even sketch it and then give it to like a better artist, and then have them do their, that magic with it.
Okay. So for you being an artist in that lane, like with drawing and painting and things like that, is that just something that you like to do, or because like you said, you would kind of come up with the idea of sketching and pass it off to an artist that's better? Is that because like you just don't have time, or?
Oh, so I just know other people can do it better. Like right now, painting and drawing is like, it's like relaxation for me. So this summer I just been painting and drawing and stuff like that, just to
chill,
ease my mind. Like if you ever come to my crib, you'll see like a bunch of my paintings on the walls and stuff like that. That's how I just like to chill and decompress.
It's crazy because like I've been following you for so long and I never really knew that you did that.
Yeah.
And then there's like another guy in the city, Cook Crack. Like
Man,
he does that.
That dude is cold.
He does that.
He's cold.
And as soon as I can afford one, I would like a nice painting for my area. I don't know what I want yet, but I want a nice painting where my Miles Morales is. And by that time, hopefully we'll be in another space, but he is nice. And then it's just like going back to that November 3 album. That painting, you need to have that on your wall. I feel like that motherfucker down there like a Picasso.
Okay, so you're right.
Yeah.
So the title of the album was called A Beautiful Ugly.
Right.
So, Picasso's paintings were beautiful, but they was ugly at the same time. Facts. So that's the idea that we got with that. I was like, yeah, I want a Picasso-ish style art for this album.
Yeah, because we was at the art museum not long ago, and it's like when you away from Picasso's, they look beautiful. But then when you get up on them closer, you can see it's like the ugliness of it.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, but when you back off, it's like yeah. So I get that, and then and like I said, that was one of the first album covers I seen of yours, and it was like, man, this dude has his shit together. Like he ain't just no run of the mill artist. He's really thinking about all the things that go into making the project stand out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people don't do that.
Everything is planned in advance, and even now, like every cover art that you see now, like far as like the albums and stuff go, like I've drawn a sketch for it, and then just gave it to somebody else to make it better.
Facts. Yeah. That's good. And just speaking on that, this is something that I talk about a lot, is that with this streaming stuff, there's been a lot of times where I say, hey, your stream, I can help you with it, but it's going to cost you. People, I'll figure it out myself and this, that, and other. And then they still ain't figured it out a year later. And I could have just did that for you for like a little bit of nothing. But my point in that is that it's okay to relinquish what you're doing to the person who knows what they're doing better, so that you can get your whatever it is where you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been times I'm like, well, I want this art from this, that, and the other, da. But same way, I'll sketch it up, but here I don't do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
only thing that I do myself that I don't pay nobody for is record myself. Like far as, what I'm saying, like the music, I got a home studio set up that I do, but I pay the engineer to get it mastered, mixing and all that, nice photos. I'm gonna hire a professional.
Right.
You can't do everything yourself.
Facts. And it just gets too stressful, and there's only so many hours in a day. You know what I'm saying? Going back to that, like this happens to me sometimes because I read these comments and I lose my train of thought. She said the expert. Yeah, definitely pass it off to the expert. And I just feel like that's the thing that a lot of people don't do when they try to do things. They try to do everything themselves. They got like this Kanye, like I gotta produce it, I gotta write it, I gotta record it. And what I was gonna say was the post-production, the pre-production, you do all that yourself and then you take it to someone else. And that's a lesson I learned way back. Outcast. Yeah. They was like, man, we record this shit here in the bathroom and then we take it to the big studio and
it save you so much money.
Facts. And that, like me, as far as an artist, like I ain't really active right now, but you can see I got Mini Mac Mo 2, I got a keyboard right here, I got mics, I got everything I need if I want to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's been a thing that I highly suggest to artists because it gets, you know, $20 an hour is the cheapest you could probably get studio time, and that's probably not going to be the best.
Yeah.
So $50 and $60 and upwards is what you pay for studio time. And
man, one day I was just, I got a home studio setup was because the studio that I was going to, it'd be times where I really needed to record and he wasn't available, or I'll have an appointment and he wouldn't show up.
Right.
I'd be like, man, like, let me just get my own stuff. Then I kind of sat back and thought about, like, all them albums that you heard from, let me see, Bovember, maybe even like a little bit after that. But I had to spend a certain amount of hour to record, then get it mixed and stuff, like a proper mix,
right,
and stuff. And just all that time, that's money. That's thousands upon thousands of dollars.
By the time you spend those, you can buy a studio setup.
Yeah, so I'm like, I might as well just buy my own and then just have them do post production.
That's
Save me so much money. It just saved me so much money over the years.
And you also learn in the process too. You learn how to you learn what you want. You learn how to do it, you know what I'm saying, how to record, how to kind of set up some of the levels and things like that. So I feel like it's the most frustrating part of doing that is just learning it. But once you learn it, it's like, whenever I want to record, man, put the beat on, I'm ready. Get this thought out real quick, you know what I'm saying, get ready to go. So you touched on it earlier a little bit. You was talking about some of those early disc and tapes that you was listening to, Crisscross, Vanilla Ice, and things like that. But tell us some more about some of your early inspirations, like when you was in that 7th grade time period. Like, who were some of the inspirations then who may have shaped the artist that you became?
Cassidy.
Okay.
Cassidy, Dragon, J.R. Ryder.
It's crazy.
Joel Santana.
It's crazy because listen, y'all. I listen to Bo, man. He's so like y'all hear how he comes, the demeanor. He's so laid back. Them niggas aggressive,
They
man.
aggressive, bro.
Aggressive.
But I was like just in awe because they was young. I was like, man, they can't be like that too much older than me. And they was just spitting like the punchlines and metaphors and the confidence that they brought. I was like, I gotta get on their level.
Right.
I thought I was dope. Then
you seen that.
I seen them. I said, oh, I got practice to like do.
Well, Cassidy, he's a battle rapper.
Yeah.
More than, to me, I don't like Cassidy's a battle rapper. J.R. Ryder, that's just, these names that you said, it's just like, I wouldn't peg that. But
like growing up, like them was
the guys. And then like just reflecting on that for myself, I can remember when DMX came. And I was rapping already, but when DMX came, I got more aggressive because he showed me you can, like, and it was like effective for what he was doing.
Yeah.
I ain't start barking or nothing, but I did get more aggressive. I fucked with him a lot. So those are some good inspiration, but I would have never guessed them. All right, so
most people think, like, when they hear most of my music, they think I'm a big fan of like Common or Khalil or real like super lyrical hip hop heads, which I do love their music too. But man, Drake, of course, Jay, the Cam'rons, the Waynes, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, that's what I listen to.
Like Cam'ron, I never could get with him because computers putin'. And I first heard Cam'ron on the block, Horse and Carriage, and these guys thought that was the most amazing shit ever, and I was like, this song is trash. I never liked it, but now I like watching Cam'ron talk. Like Cam'ron and Mace, I think that chemistry that they got is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I've actually been watching them, and it's like you can take something from that with this whole podcast and thing. I just love what they do. So let's talk about who currently inspires you.
You gonna hate this answer.
Drake. I know he was. I don't hate the answer. It's just like for me, it's just like I listen to Bo Dean, man. It's like how do you Drake, man? Like
Drake.
What is it about Drake? What is it about Drake though that just
Man,
inspires you?
he the most, regardless of how people feel about Drake as a person, far as musically, he's the most consistent. Can his albums like be better? Yeah, like me personally, I want a full rap album from Drake. What he did on the last Scary Hours. I needed like a full album of that.
Of that,
You know what I mean? And I think that's what he gonna do to
get
like
back to
kind of get
rapping.
people off the Kendrick thing.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I hope that's what he do.
I feel like he gonna have to
He have
rap.
to.
Like
He
he
have
gotta
to.
rap, or he gonna have to, you know.
But like, yeah, Drake, his consistency, and I just like what Drake be talking about. Like Drake can switch it up too. Like he can rap. He can make something for the ladies. Very versatile, and it's like the way he makes content. I love Kendrick too. Like,
I was gonna.
Kendrick has, out of the big three, Kendrick got the best like discography. The discography for us like albums goes.
Okay.
So Kendrick has always been like a big inspiration for us, like how to like make sure my album is like on point from start to end. To me, he has like 3 flawless albums, like The Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn. I think those are 3 classics, back to back.
Yeah, I feel like listening to you, there was a point where with Drake, I'm sorry, not with Drake, with Kendrick, who I felt like I could tell that you was really listening to Kendrick.
Believe it or not, I got compared to Kendrick.
There was a point.
A lot. And that I listen to Kendrick, but not like that though. Like when his tapes come out and stuff, I like do listen.
Right.
But I'm more of a Drake head, you know what I'm saying, than like Kendrick. So like if it's anyone that I'm really, really studying, you know what I'm saying? It'll be Drake.
Yeah, for me it was just like y'all voices.
Yeah,
there was a point where it was y'all voices was just so in a pocket. Yeah. It was like, fuck, I can't do it right now. And then but your voice, you've got out of that. You've got out of that.
To this day, when like people hear some of my music, they be like, hey man, you kind of remind me of, Kendrick, or you sound like Kendrick. Anybody tell you sound like Kendrick? I believe I heard that before.
Yeah, but see, for me, it's like you don't sound like him no more. Like I can get the comparison, but your sound has become Bo Dean. Yeah, there was a point for me as a listener. It was like, man, he's really sounding like Drake. I've said that to people. I was like, not Drake. I'm sorry, Kendrick. He's really sounding like Kendrick, and it's just like I need him to get out of that groove. And
I wasn't even
trying.
That was my voice.
It's just your voice. Yep. It was just a voice. And it was like, it wasn't the lyrics or nothing where it was like, I feel like he's trying to be like Kendrick. It was just like the voices. Something about it's just so similar right now. And now I don't, like, I listen to more current projects. I'm not hearing it. I can see the comparison, but I don't hear it like I did.
And one thing that I worked on throughout the years with my voice is just kind of making it more mellow. My earlier projects, I'd say maybe November 3, kind of down, even Bruce vs. Bang, like the first one. It was more louder, you know what I'm saying? More louder and animated and stuff like that, and like a higher pitched tone. So,
we talking earlier albums though. So, is this around the time of the inspirations being like Cassidy and those guys?
No, Cassidy.
That was way earlier.
Yeah, Cassidy was like Cassidy, JR, and them. That was high school.
Okay.
As I got into when I first stepped on the scene, like 2010, then that's when I was more inspired by like the Drakes, the Waynes. When did Kendrick come out? 2012.
Yeah, something like that.
2012ish and stuff like that. So that was like crack album. All the projects that like people know me from that's not from high school and stuff like that. That's those are my inspirations. Drake, the Kendricks, you know what I'm saying, the Jay-Z's, the Waynes and stuff like that.
And it's like I don't really necessarily hear like when I hear your music, I don't hear like Drake. I don't hear, you know, like you're not trying to be that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, I've recorded a lot of people, and a lot of people, I'll be like, who's your favorite artist? And they'd be like, Kevin Gates. And I'm like, yeah, you sound just like him. You need to change that.
My favorite artist is Fabulous. So like
Overall.
overall, like my over every rapper is Fab.
Why Fab?
I I I just like him as a rapper, man.
Yeah.
He's the most consistent as far as like I never heard a whack verse from Fab.
Okay.
Like what he talk about. I like his whole brand and image, and his music was just dope.
I like how Fab always got this fashion that's like 90s, but it's still modern.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but I really love Fab's fashion sense. You know
he
what I'm
gotta
saying?
like he like lives up to his name. Like when you
Yeah.
when you think of Fabulous, he like lives up to that name. Like as far as how he presents himself, to me, his music is like fabulous. You know what I'm saying? What he spits, his bars is on point, all that. So like Fab, out of any rapper, that was the biggest inspiration to me. It was Fab.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like even when I do certain albums, like if I'm doing a Bruce versus Bane or like an album where I'm just rapping, I'm not really trying to not no Memento Mori type stuff. Where I'm just like trying to prove like yeah, I'm that dude.
Right.
I listen to There's No Competition mixtapes from Fab, or I like getting my Fab back with just like coming with like just the rapidy rap type stuff, Fab and Wayne.
Okay.
I mean?
All right. And it's crazy because like I said again, those you listen to those guys, those are your inspirations. But when I listen to Bo Dean, I don't hear like he's trying to be Wayne or he's trying to be Fab on that. And from other people, I hear that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I point it out too all the time. But
I like doing from my. I don't try to be like them, but I like just get motivated. You know,
from them, yeah,
from like they like music and stuff like that. But I always try to make sure that it's me though. You know what I mean? Try to keep it authentic.
So who are some of the currently or I'm sorry, over the years, who are some of your favorites that you work with? Producers, artists from the cities?
I would say as far as producers go, Bo Willie.
Yeah, I figured that.
We like develop. He did Chi Chi. We like
he developed your. You feel like he developed your sound in a way, like helped develop it.
My earlier sound.
Yeah.
We did. Chi Chi was probably the first record where that people heard from me. I said, oh, okay, like he could actually do like other stuff besides like the conscious stuff. Like he can make a radio record.
Right.
So Bo helped develop that sound. Then of course after Chi Chi dropped, and everybody was doing records like, you know what I'm saying, Chi Chi. And me and Bo got so much music that we put out and that we haven't put out, you know, that it's really like a time capsule, like my like sound. Kasan, I would say Kasan has helped me.
Y'all had an amazing project.
We did the Relic.
Yeah.
And we did Black Voodoo.
Yeah, both of those was great.
He
got a lot of play.
He really thank you.
On the stream for real.
He really helped me develop my current I would say he helped develop my current sound and made me sound more Midwestern. You know what I mean? It's like it's like his production with me is like this is a bold sound. This is a bold sound. And it's universal. You know what I mean? On the Relic and Black Voodoo, it was so many different like flavors that we created, but it was still our own sound. And it's like a homegrown type of, you know what I'm saying, style and like sound that we did. Crisis was very influential as a producer. He really helped with the Fro America project.
Okay.
There's a lot of records on there that he did. And who else? And then myself. This next Blue September. Sorry, Blue. Blue September really helped develop my sound too. Like the Blue Fro project, Memento Mori. Like those are 2 albums that he produced. And I always go to Blue when I want to like get on those type of like sentimental, thought provoking projects.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he like really brings that out of me. Kasan brings out like the universal, you know what I'm saying, sound.
Mm-hmm.
With the sound, I could do anything. I could rap. I could do stuff for the ladies. I could do commercial stuff.
Yeah.
Bo brings out that too. You know what I mean?
With the Relic album, I remember I was listening to that 2K whatever 22 something was. I was playing, I was streaming it a lot, and that album came out, and I turned 2K music off, and I was bumping that album while playing 2K, and Sugar Gris was like, I like it, but it just don't sound like it go with 2K, and I was like, this shit jamming to me. I like it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a few songs in the playlist, but then the Relic album and the Black Voodoo album, they sound damn near totally different. You know.
Yep.
Now don't get me wrong, y'all added a voice on Black Voodoo,
Yeah,
right?
Brenda. So the goal with the Black Voodoo album, that was a group, me, Kassan, and Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal was to make an album for the ladies. I said, hey man, I like want to make an album for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So we already had like a bunch of the beats and stuff ready. I had my verses. Then I reached out to Brenda, and Brenda like wrote, you know, hooks and you know, melodies and stuff for the project too. So we just put together a group. I said, let's just do a group.
Okay.
So we like need to do like another album. But yeah, it wasn't supposed to sound like the Relic. It was a completely different like vibe.
And that's amazing, you know what I'm saying? Being able to have these different vibes, and you as an artist being able to work with all these different producers and have that versatility, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you can do, you know, really rap, or you can kind of be more laid back for the ladies. And over the years, especially over the last 4 years, I feel like you've really been showing that a lot. Like
I've been trying to do that, be based off what people try to put me in a box of like a Kendrick or like a backpack rapper and stuff like that. And I'm not that. I'm not trying to be like Kendrick, or I'm not a backpack rapper. I've always been very versatile. It was really just about putting it out there. You know what I mean? And if you listen to older projects, like it was always versatile. You know what I'm saying? With the content, the subject matter, or flows, or whatever. Like it was always versatile. But I had to make the lyrics and the beats and the hooks, you know, I had to like make sure that I put it in a format where it was catchy, you know what I'm saying, and you know, bumpable for people.
Well, yeah, like you said, like more universal. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Like a lot of artists, should I say, they'll make a album, a project, whatever, and it's just something that is only gonna be relatable to the city.
Yeah.
And even worse, relatable to the neighborhood. You know that. You've seen that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing I talk about a lot with artists, because I talk to artists all the time. And I'm always saying, like, it's cool to make music for your city, your neighborhood. But if you wanted to do something, it has to be more relatable to a larger audience. That doesn't mean you got to go start making pop. But you just got to start thinking about the hooks, the packaging itself. You know what I'm saying?
I tell an artist, like, Can you perform your songs to a crowd and like the crowd to rock with it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Is your stuff performable? And that's been my mind state for the past few years. The goal was to make music that's performable. So that's why I did stuff like The Relic or Black Voodoo, or just all my, you know what I'm saying, stuff from November 3 on down. Because there was one dude I'll never forget. It was, I think his name is Mark Bland.
Yeah. I know Mark Bland.
And he heard November 2, because he had came on my talk show. He said, yeah, I heard November 2 too, man. There's a lot of album cuts on there. And that kind of like, you know, like stuck out to me, like, damn. Because, you know, album cuts is just like the, you know, the cuts that you know, vibe and listen to. You know, it's not nothing you could really play on the radio or like a smash.
Those singles, yeah.
You know what I mean? So after he said that, I was kind of like, I need to start making records, you know, that got like potential to be on the radio, or people can like really jam and enjoy.
Right.
That's been the mind state ever since.
Yeah. So like, if y'all just heard what he said, you go look at an album on Apple Music, right? And they got 20 songs on it.
Yeah.
It's like 3 of them that it got a star by it. those are the ones that are supposed to be singles. All the rest of that shit's album cuts, man. A lot of filler. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do too much of that filler. A lot of battle rappers be doing a lot of filler too. Makes them lose. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even say like the album cuts and fillers, because my favorite records personally be like the album
Those,
cuts.
yeah, but
But I see
that's what they call them. Like, you know, it's not filler, because I feel like the album cuts are the songs that have the meaning. The album cuts are the songs that make the fans the fans.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Singles make people drawn in, but the album cuts really make people like, oh man, I relate to that. Like, he talking about something that happened in his family. I relate to that. You know what I'm saying? So don't when I say album cuts and fillers, don't make it like I'm undermining those things, because those are really the most important parts of the album.
Yeah.
But for when you think about music, it's important to look at it from the artist aspect and the executive aspect, because the executive aspect cares about dollars. So they're like, where are the singles? Where are the hits? You know what I'm saying? But the artists, you have to have those. If Kendrick didn't have those, we wouldn't be talking about Kendrick these years later. You know what I'm saying? Even Drake, even with Drake has some of those. You know what I'm saying?
Drake got a lot
of those. Yeah,
got a lot of album cuts, man.
Yeah.
Drake, Cole, everybody, like
Yeah.
all the artists, lyricists that we respect, man. Like those album cuts is what really be making people like.
Well, shit, you
Core
think
fans,
about
though.
like Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. The best song on that album to me is an album cut. Can I Live? That is not no single.
Yeah.
That is the best song on that album. And I'm gonna tell you right now, to this day, that shit came out, what, 96?
96.
It's 2024. You can go listen to Can I Live right now. Not Can I Live 2, the original one. And you can relate to that. If you a gangster, you can learn from that. I'm telling you, that is one of the best songs of all time. If you a street motherfucker, it's a lot of game in that song.
That whole album just had a bunch of jewels, man.
It did have a bunch of jewels.
Jay album cuts is so impactful. You know, he didn't he do like a tour like called the B-Sides, where he just performed like the album cuts?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jay is known for his album cuts.
Yeah, no, that's,
you know what I mean?
again, that's what makes the artist the artist that they are in the fans' eyes.
Yeah.
Because the album cuts is what makes them relate to you. You know what I'm saying? So you had a lot of producers that you named in the who are some of your favorites to work with, but what about artists? Like, just, you know,
Of course, T Dub.
gotta talk about that.
Gotta say Dub, because out of everybody, Dub is kind of like Ken and Ryu. You know what I mean? Ken and Ryu,
Man.
Ken, Farong.
It's
like Goku, Vegeta. It's, you know, we bring the best out of each other.
when y'all first came with Bruce First Bang, the name in itself,
Yeah.
it tells you that, right?
Yeah.
But it was just like for me, I'm like, what the fuck kind of album is they finna do? Like, they are total different
opposites, bro.
worlds, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all did it, and I was like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
He's always good to work with. If you've been in the studio with me and him, like you know we competitive. If I write a 16 bar verse and he write a 20 bar verse, I'm adding more bars
right.
to what I got going on. You know what I mean? So like we always competing, but it's, you know, brotherly competition.
Yeah.
It like brings out the best of us. And even with that, just working with him, that helped me on, you know, certain aspects of my craft and vice versa. You know, I say with me, that helped me become more aggressive, you know what I'm saying, with my approach on certain records.
Facts.
I would say that him working with me helped him with switching up his flows more and song structure. You know what I mean? Who else? Kassan.
Yeah.
Although Kassan is my producer, you know, we was in a group together also called Step and Get Left.
Goddamn, you was in another. So you was in Hustlers by Nature.
Oh yeah, okay. So I was in Third Star.
Was this the first
That was
group?
the first one.
Third Star.
First mixtape.
Okay.
Seventh grade one. Third Star. Hustlers by Nature. and then soul groups that would get left.
Okay.
And me and Domino Effect, we had a
I
group
remember.
called Tritomic.
Oh wow. So wait a minute. What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yo. So that's four groups.
Four.
And you was with Domino Effect,
Mhm.
which is a pretty good group in
Shout
there.
out to Steve and
They,
Q.
they're really good. And who else? What other groups?
AMG.
AMG.
And so like I've been around Killers
The whole
the
time.
whole time. So like I had no choice but to get better. Like, and I like learn from all those guys.
Right.
With just how to be like a better, like write better hooks or switching my flow. Kassan, Louis Boy, you know, I like learn from him about the importance of having good catchy hooks. History was another one. Like Dub just brought out the best of me. Like if he was on a record, I knew I had to just have my A game ready because he was gonna kill it, and his aggressiveness sometimes it take over like the record. Just how he said things, how he emphasized words and stuff like that. So I like learn that from him. Stephen Clare, Sticky by the Boonchi, how it sometimes it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So you don't always gotta have like the most lyrical, bar. You can just say something as simple as I punch you in the nose. But how you say it make people, you know what I'm saying, cater to it. So I learned that from them. Sal Calhoun, that's another guy that I work with a lot.
That's 64 bars.
Man,
that's 64 bars, yo. It's in the playlist.
Thank you.
By the way.
Thank you.
That's 64 bars though. Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Listen, I ain't cutting them. I'm not stopping you. I want you to name some more names, but he has named some names just like
I be rapping with them guys, man. I like definitely rap with them dudes. But yeah, rapping with Sal. Sal has one of the craziest flows. Period. Like so, like I always gotta like I just really learn how to make my flow. You know what I'm saying? More intricate. You know what I'm saying? Just by rapping with him.
Right.
Tef Poe. I haven't done too many records with Tef Poe. I think we did a handful, but like I held Tef to the highest regard coming up.
Yeah.
He was like the top dog, when I was like really fresh on the scene, him and Rocky.
Yeah, when I came, them was the guys. Yeah. When I came back home to St. Louis in 2010, Rocky and Tef Poe and Night Owl.
Yep.
Them guys really, and I remember one of the first people I met on the scene was Rucker Puff. He had a studio over here on Arsenal at that time, and he had a grand what do you call it? You just go check the place out, open house. And I went and met him, and he gave me some tickets to this concert. And I seen Tef, I seen Night Owl, I seen 12 to 6 Movement, and Rucker Puff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man, people had the 2010 era,
and it was a Stop the Violence show at the pageant. It was a good show. It was the first concert I took my son to. Rucker Puff was his favorite artist for the longest time because he actually met him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
bro, yeah. Man, Tef and Rocky. For one, like I was listening to Tef since I was in high school. Like he had these little dollar mixtapes.
Okay.
It's called the dollar mixtapes. I stayed in Hazelwood. Sound Revolution was on Lindbergh, so that wasn't too far from my crib. So me and my homies used to walk up to Sound Revolution, listen to the new albums that came out, and they will always have like a new volume of it, on like the counter.
Right.
Take them home and check them out and stuff like that. And then Facebook, social media started popping, so I kind of started putting the name to the faces and everything. But yeah, Tef was that dude, and he, him and Rocky, they embraced me with open arms. They put me on shows. Tef was on November 3. He jumped on the record. Rocky put me on his album. What was that? 2011, 2012. That's one of his biggest albums though. But he put me on there. You know what I'm saying? And so I took that mind state with new artists. You know what I mean? So And when I first got wind of Nando or the Cook Cracks or
Mm-hmm.
whoever, like I always let them know that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I do records, support, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever I could do to help you, elevate,
Right.
I'm here for it because the OGs did that to me. So like Tef Pole, Rockwell Knuckles are always like be held in high regard, you know what I'm saying? To in my eyes.
And those dudes, like those are legends in the city. You
Yeah.
like you don't have to be big fans of them, but you gotta respect them. You know
Got
what I'm
to.
saying?
Man, Tef especially, he's done a lot for the underground. And people may not give him his credit for it, but like Tef is definitely a underground king here. He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a definitely like did a lot for artists in my what I'm saying era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's only right that we, from what he did, we do for others.
Right. That's good because like I feel like in the scene, it's it's a lot of it, but it ain't enough of it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough of that. And sometimes it's hard because the younger crowd don't want to listen to the OGs, but those ain't the crowd that's supposed to be, they ain't the ones for you.
Yeah.
But that's an amazing list of artists, like producers and artists. That's some amazing people that you've worked with.
Appreciate it, bro.
So like who was somebody in the city that you haven't worked with but you may want to work with? That you haven't already worked with. I mean, because you work with just about everybody. So is anybody that you see that you haven't that you would work with? Nah.
Not for real. I would say maybe Smino.
Okay.
Do a record like Smino.
I think that could fit. Plus y'all both got the pros and shit.
Yeah,
that'd be a good look. Yeah.
So maybe something with him. Other than that though, I've pretty much done stuff with everybody that I wanted to do records with.
I feel that. And over the last year or so, I ain't really been seeing too much new. Like I'm always looking for new artists, but I ain't been seeing a lot of new that's
they out
really
there though. Like
they there. Like, but
me being an educator, like the kids always be keeping me up to date with like what's popping in the streets musically. But they all like all the new artists are kind of like they're younger and they do that high speed music, the drill music and stuff like that. So that ain't really my lane. But they out there though.
Nah, facts. So like you brought up being an educator. We was gonna touch on that, but we might as well talk about it right now. How did you even get into how did you become a teacher? Like I know how you become a teacher, but what made you want to be a teacher?
I just had some dope teachers coming up.
Yeah.
I never forget. I had one teacher named Mr. Cool. That was his name.
Mr. Cool.
Kevin Cool.
Wow.
And he looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh wow.
I was like, man, this is the coolest dude ever. Like literally, he was just a great teacher, and he inspired me to become a teacher. I had other teachers too that what I'm saying did a very great job of being an educator, but him in particular was the reason why I became a teacher. I messaged him on Facebook a couple years ago. I found his profile. It's like, because of you, I'm an educator. Thank you. You know what I'm saying, for just being a great, teacher. And I wanted to change lives too. I wanted to play my part in society of help mold the future, steer kids in the right direction. And I was a writer. I'm a rapper.
Right.
So English, I said, oh, this is easy work.
That's what's up, man. That's amazing because like just wanting to give back and wanting to, make some change that's amazing,
Thank you, bro.
Because I feel like with rappers, so many rappers are just so self-absorbed and egotistical, you know what I'm saying? And it's like even when you actually get a chance to talk to them and get outside of all the music and the glitz and the glam, they have these I want more for society. I want to change, but it's just like the initial thing that we see is always just like the glitz and the glam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing just to be thinking outside of yourself and want to give back to the community like that.
It's been wonderful too just to hear or see students that I've taught. You know what I'm saying? They off into the world now. Some of them became educators. Some pursue music. Riso,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Riso was one of my kids.
Really?
Just to see him,
He was one of your students?
so I was the school that I used to sub at.
Okay.
I subbed at, and then my student intern, he was there. And he was the kid that everybody said, hey man, dude can rap. Riso's, what I'm saying, dope. And so I, built a bond with him. Actually took him to record I think his first song.
Okay.
Or one of them, but he like recorded a like an anthem for the school.
Wow.
You know what I mean? We used to battle, during like lunchtime.
Wow, he giving me
I used to
giving me
kill
me some ammo on the Green Ranger.
Kill him. I used to kill the Green.
You used to kill the Green Ranger. Shout out to the Green Ranger. I fucks with Green Ranger. Me and Green Ranger did a lot of streaming and gaming together over the last, well, not recently, but a couple years ago. Played a lot of 2K and COD together, and he kind of, I ain't gonna say, but I am gonna say that he kind of got into streaming and after me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of him. Like, he ain't just like, oh, I'm just gonna like do it and just try to do it at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
He's built up his streaming, so he's in direct competition with me, you know what I'm saying? But I fucks with it. I don't have no bad blood because of it. I love that what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I did this to inspire young black men to do this.
Man, dude always had potential. Like even in high school, he was 17, 18, whatever. But he always had like potential. He always had the charisma. I went to his first battle, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When he battled D-Boy.
Okay.
He lost that battle, but the fact that he kept on going, and now look at him now. He's one of the best battlers in the city.
Right now, he's poising himself to be the top battler in the city if he just plays his card right. And I feel like I talked to Riso. Riso is a wild boy. But he is a very smart individual, and he's very strategic about his moves that he makes. And he's a self-employed motherfucker, never worked a job, never got a check, man, and he take care of some shit, man. And very good dude, man.
So I'm always, every time I see him, I tell him, man, I'm proud of you. I'm just happy to see like where he, you know what I'm saying, is in life, just in general, man. Like that's like what you want to see with, you know what I'm saying, the youngins. Like, you want to see them do good and make something out themselves. Man. He's doing a great job.
I knew that y'all had a relationship, but I would have never imagined that you was his teacher at one time. So how long have you been teaching now?
For certified, this would be my 10th year.
Okay. But
in the education field, I say 13 in total.
So before you was certified, was you just like subbing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was a building sub, meaning like I had my own classroom. I just wasn't certified. Like, it was a vacancy. I would fill that void, but I was still considered like a sub. So I would still have to, if another teacher was out and I was on like my planning period, I had to go to that class and stuff like that. I wasn't making teacher money. I was making sub money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's like what a building sub is. Like, you're a teacher, like you're teaching the classroom, but you're not making like the teacher money. You're not certified.
Okay. So like, okay, so damn near your whole career, because like, you say you stepped on the scene around 2010.
2010, yep.
And you've been doing education since pretty much 2011?
2012.
2012? Okay, so how have you juggled the two?
You do what you love. Like, you're going to make time for what you want. You know what I mean? Like, today I got a plan for a photo shoot this Thursday. I got to finish up this paper for my doctorate program. That I got class tonight for that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you got to prioritize and make time for what you love. We got 24 hours in a day. We got 7 days out the week. So if you really want to do something, you're gonna make time for it. Thanks. And that's always been my mind state.
And then another thing, y'all, is you don't have no kids.
No kids yet.
Listen to me.
That's
a major key. I love my kids, but your kids, they're a priority over all the things that we do want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking before we went live, I kind of just been chilling because my kids been out of school. I've been spending time with them, playing with them, making sure my son ready to go to kindergarten, things like that. But I still got to do work. You know what I mean? It's days where I do all those things, and I'm sitting over here, do this, write this, and I'm over here editing videos, you know,
Yeah.
and things. So it's like you said. And then before I went full time streaming, I was working it every day, coming home, doing a stream for 4 5 hours, planning things, all the things. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you gotta prioritize things that you want. But listen, if y'all young out there, I got a 25-year-old son. He ain't got no kids yet. I be like,
Couldn't even tell.
I be like, man, listen, let's keep away from them kids. My daughter, she 23. Like I love kids, but if you want to accomplish your goals in life, kids will slow you down. It will slow you down.
Some of the people that I talk about that inspired me just on my musical journey. Having kids and stuff, I feel kind of like hindered them from really blossoming and to the artist that I knew
They could
that
be.
they could have been.
No, facts.
You know what I mean?
Like me as an artist, I will always say that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't go and just leave my kids. I'll just put it like that. You know what I'm saying? There's other people who will. Like I know men that run away from their kids. I ran to my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I came back to St. Louis, because I went to Indianapolis for my kids and I came back with my kids. There wasn't nothing else for me there.
And what you can say, Dub though is a prime example of like Dub got a whole starting five.
Facts.
Got a whole lineup, but he still is out here making it happen.
No doubt.
So
no
that's
doubt.
like when like people, not you, but just like people that's active with rapping or want to be active in rapping, and they use the excuse I got kids and everything. I'd be like, bro,
it's not an excuse. Let me be clear. It's not an excuse, but they will, slow you down. But Dub,
I said, if Dub can do it, and everybody's situation different. You know what I mean? I do get that, and you gotta make sure your kids come first, so that money, whatever, goes towards them.
Right.
But it can be done because I know people that do it. Yeah. It's just at the end of the day, it's about how bad do you really want it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Even with people who don't got kids, and they talk about they don't got money for studio or all this. Every time I see you, you look like a rapper. You got on J's, you got on the latest fashion. You always got, you always got your vices. That money can be used for, the music. And
then another thing is too, was like you said, you got money for all those things. If you just put some money to the side instead of buying them J's, you could buy you a Mo2. You could buy you a mic. You could buy you a this. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of stuff that's affordable that you can make great quality music with. But like you said, if you want to look the part all the time, you're not gonna be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like there's so much things that I'm not a big shoe guy and things like that, but I will say for all this, there's been a lot of sacrifices made. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that I wanted for this. For this.
That's hard too.
Sacrifices.
Is the Xbox in there?
No, this is a PlayStation controller. Okay. This is just a controller, so I can open it up. Look, I could change my buttons and everything like that. But sacrifices for me.
Yeah, we gonna spend bread on like what we like,
right?
Or like what we passionate about. Gaming is your passion, so you're gonna make sure that you get the best quality stuff to suit your needs to do this dope ass show. And do your streaming and master your craft. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the same how it should go with like, music or whatever you want to do.
And coming from a music background, I compare the streaming to music a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, just buying the equipment and getting it the way you want it, and making sure it sounds the way you want it to sound and looks the way you want it to look and everything like that. The sacrifices are the same, Yeah. And you have to prioritize what you really want. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. So like there's nights I don't be feeling like streaming. I gotta get these kids done wore my ass out. And dad, it's just wore me out. But at the end of the night, it's like I still gotta do this stream. I gotta motivate myself to do it. You know what I mean? Because ain't nothing gonna happen if we don't do it. All right, so switching up gear, well, not really switching up gears, but we talked about a lot of the producers that you worked with. Over the last 2 years, I'll just say, you've been stepping more into this producer role and producing more music for yourself.
Yeah.
So what made you kind of step into that role and start doing that more?
Kind of like the same thing with just recording myself. Just either producers were, they had personal stuff going on, so I wasn't getting good quality work, or they would send me stuff and it wasn't matching what I was hearing in my head. And I just wanted to learn it. I said, all right, it can't be that hard. And so I just started teaching myself how to do it. You know what I mean? It was a couple records on Memento Mori that I produced. But this like next project that I'm about to drop, the second disc to Memento Mori, that's all me.
Okay. So all the production.
Yeah, everything is me.
And you said on the first Memento Mori, that's you and Blue September.
Blue, okay, yeah. So when you see like a project that says Bo and Blue September, Blue is the producer of that album.
Okay.
But it was a couple records that I produced. Prayers, which is the record that he rapped off.
Okay.
I produced the beat for him. The last record, Omnipresent, and She Thought She Had Time. So those 3 records I produced.
Okay.
And then the rest of the album, Blue produced.
Okay. And that Memento Mori album, I listened to it. I listened to it on a Sunday while I was barbecuing, right? And I was like, this is church. It's church. Yeah. And there's actually a church right out over here in the back, and they was having church, and I could hear church sounds while that shit was playing. And I was like, this is church. Like, I was like, and I made a post by, I was like, this is perfect day to listen to this album. Yeah. But the album is really talking about death a lot, and it kind of like almost like some survivor remorse. You know what I'm saying? But just for you and putting that album out, like, what was the inspiration? What's the reasoning for that? Like, like, because that album is not an album for everybody first. Yeah. And it's not an album that you sit and bump. It's an album that you roll one, smoke, and think and reflect to. But what I follow you, and I know some things that the viewers may not, but what puts you in a place to want to make an album of that caliber?
I lost a lot of people within the last couple years. Of course, like Hills and DT. Of course, the AMG. Hills was one of the rappers, and DT was a producer, but they both killed themselves back to back.
Yeah, I remember.
DT killed himself like 1 week.
Short time, right.
What's crazy was, though, like, when DT did that, Hills was gonna do that the same day, but something stopped him from doing it. Like, he, something stopped him from doing that, because I talked to him that same day, like after we found out about DT. But then the following week he ended up doing that. But I was already working on that project prior to that. That was one of the missing pieces of the project, though. Like, so that Still Catching Up record. We was working on Memento Mori since like COVID, but it wasn't called Memento Mori at first. It was like COVID-19 or something like that. So we got like 40 records, but once I was driving one day and I was listening to like the gospel station, and the dude, like the pastor, was talking about like what Memento Mori means and whatever. I said, remember, you must die. Okay. And so we switched up like the direction for the album. And then that's where that came with. So we've been sitting on records for like a while. And then this past year, it dropped in May, but like I said, at the top of this year, we kind of filled in those records that we were missing. Okay. Because Blue been ready for this to drop for some years. But I was like, nah, it ain't ready yet. We like missing some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the record about she thought she had time, or still catching up. Videos out, by the way. Go check that out. Omnipresent, like those records, like that, to me, that made the album complete.
Okay.
And like I was saying, like this, like what he was saying, this isn't one of them albums that you can like bump in your car, like turn up to.
Right.
This is my 444.
Right.
Like
This is his. It's
like
a personal project.
it's a self reflection project. When I do projects with Blue, those are the
More personal.
more personal. So
Mm-hmm.
Blue Fro project, Memento Mori, those are like real personal projects. I like do those every so often just to kind of let people know what's going on with like me.
Right.
I'm in my 30s now. Death is inevitable. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen people transition. We don't got that much time on this earth.
Right.
I do believe in God. I do believe that there's a afterlife that we go to. So I do talk about that stuff, on this project. Like this project may make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they may not come around to this album until they live a little, or like until they this would be one of them projects in my discography where once you get to that space, then you'll appreciate it. You know what I mean? But that's why I'm doing the second one, Memento Vivere, which means remember to live. And that one is more like a Bo vibe, you know what I mean? But now I feel this is just me in my prime form because it's all me. The production,
right?
The sound is me. Of course, I'm doing the rapping and everything, but like when you hear it, you're gonna be like, damn, this is Bo. Like this sounds like Bo, 100%. The production, like I think more people are gonna trip out the production more than anything, how good the production is.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be the main thing that people gonna trip off the rip. It's how good the production is. Like I'm very happy with this project. I love how everything turned out. I let people like Kassan and other producers or people that I highly respect musically hear it. Of course they told me things to tweak, but they spoke highly of what I got. So that'll be out maybe sometime this fall. I'm still tweaking it and things like that. I'm getting some visuals and stuff together. I'm still doing visuals and stuff to Memento Mori too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but it'll be out soon.
Okay.
And it's gonna be one of them ones, man.
Okay, I'm gonna be looking forward to it because, like I said, I listened to Memento Mori, and as soon as I listened to it, you already kind of gave a brief synopsis on Facebook, but I listened to it and first song it was like, okay, I see, and I listened to it because I love art, you know what I'm saying, and like I said, for me, I'm listening to it, I'm like, this is a very a personal album. This is a coming of age type of thing, and like all the things you said, realizing that death is inevitable, and it's really like on a Sunday, man, if you ain't a church going person, I'm not a church going person, I do believe it's something more, something of a higher power than us, but that is church for real. Like it's a good album. It just for what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, if you might have to live a little before you can understand what's going on with that.
Yes, even before I put it out, I was hesitant to put it out. I said, man, people is not gonna rock with this album just because of what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it may scare some people, or just people just not really trying to hear that. But when I put it out, man, I got a lot of great responses from this album. People hit me up about how it touched them or made them look at life different, or it made them cry. Grown men, you know what I'm saying? And just the response that I got, it like made it worth its while. So.
And see, for me, those are the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that are the fans. You know what I'm saying? The people that really feel it. We was talking about that earlier, like those are the fans. So, and the truth is the truth, like Shigra said, like it's something, death is inevitable. You might not want to hear it, you might not want to face it, but it is the truth,
Yeah.
And I'm glad you made it. and I can't wait to hear Memento Mori 2. You say it's gonna be more live, and I want to hear this production.
This one is more this one isn't talking about death. This one's it's remember to live.
Right.
So this one is, you know what I'm saying, more live. You know
more
what I'm
more
saying?
lit.
It's more of a vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Great soulful production, lots of bars. Still got, you know what I'm saying, important topics on it. But you also got a lot of good rapping on there too though. You know what I mean? Like I feel the first disc was more just direct. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what it is. A lot of storytelling about certain things. This one is like the bowl that everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Love. So
okay. All right. So let's talk about now. We are gonna switch gears. We are gonna switch gears. Martial arts.
Yeah.
How long you been into that now? About 5-6 years, or less? Has it been less than that, or
about 8?
Eight.
Yeah, about 7-8 years, man.
Been that long now. So like, what got you into martial arts? Because look, when I first met Bo Dean, he was skinny, you know, and things like that. Now he got a little more meat on his bones. You know what I'm saying? So what really made you get into martial arts like you did?
I just always been a fan of the culture. I always been a fan of martial arts, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. You know, I always wanted to be like Jin Kazama.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Liu Kang. I just thought that stuff was so cool.
Right.
I was a big fan of the movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Favorite movie?
Martial arts movie?
Yeah.
The Raid 2.
The Raid 2? I never seen that. The Raid 2. Who's in that?
You need to watch The Raid 1 and 2.
Who's in it?
Eco Ways.
Okay.
He played in, let me see, what's an American movie that he played in? If you watch the last Expendables,
okay,
he was the villain.
Okay.
But yeah, The Raid 2 though. Who else played in the Raid? Joe Taslim, Sub-Zero off the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite martial arts movie is The Last Dragon. We're gonna get back to that in a minute.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
That's my favorite martial arts movie, and I'm gonna tell you why. I loved kung fu movies as a child. My favorite martial artist is Bruce Lee. But The Last Dragon was black, man. He was black. I know I'm light, bright, down there, white, but let me tell you something. I am black, all right? And The Last Dragon, that shit was seeing him, man. Listen, that shit was the best shit ever back in the day. And listen, I want to bring this up. The Last Dragon soundtrack, the movie is good, but the soundtrack has all the lessons you need in life on that soundtrack. Go listen to it and get back to me, and you're gonna be like, Ali. If you really listen to the Last Dragon soundtrack, man, it's some jewels in that motherfucker, man.
I need to go back and listen to it. Like when I was preparing for the show note role, I watched the Last Dragon every day, all day, and was just bumping the soundtrack just to kind of get into the groove of it. Great movie, man. Show enough one of my in my top 10 villains of all time.
I got a shirt where it's like Akuma versus Sho'nuff. Yeah, Sho'nuff. Yeah. That The Last Dragon was just my shit, man. I get so happy when I watch it. My kids, I be watching it with my kids and shit. My son's favorite album is The Last Dragon soundtrack. Yeah, he put on The Last Dragon. He loved that shit. So yeah, going into we talking about The Last Dragon, and you've got into acting. So how'd you got into martial arts? You always had love for that, but what made you get into acting?
I just had a love for just the arts in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Jay Watt, he gave me my first role in this local movie called STL.
Okay. I remember STL the movie, right?
Yeah, that was my first role. And then I did a couple other things, but nothing never manifested with those. But my dude Khaled from Kansas City, he's a big fan of The Last Dragon. This was a passion project that he wanted to.
Okay.
Those guys are responsible for getting the Bel Air
Oh,
show like into a thing.
wow.
So they helped shoot and direct
Okay.
like the concept trailer for the original Bel Air, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it manifested into the actual show.
Mm-hmm.
So but he's a dope videographer, film director in Kansas City, Missouri. Has a production company called AGA Productions. Him and Corey Mack, both of them are from St. Louis though. But he had reached out. He said, "I got this passion project that I want to do. It's a prequel to The Last Dragon. It focuses on Sho'nuff's backstory, and I want you to be Sho'nuff." And so, like, I took it serious. Really studied the character, but he also wanted to like make it my own. And he wanted to kind of like it takes place like a modern time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in this particular story, Sho'nuff isn't the Sho'nuff that we know.
Okay.
But when you watch the movie, it's because of what he went through in his, you know what I'm saying, adolescent years. It's why he's the way he is now.
Okay.
The main villain of this one is his father.
Yeah.
His father is.
Yeah, I kind of seen that from
his
the
father's
trailer.
the reason why he's like what he is now.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was more calm and laid back, like Bruce Leroy. Not that calm. He had more swag and stuff to him, but more peaceful. Just wanted, you know what I'm saying, just to practice the arts.
Mm-hmm.
He had the same teacher as Bruce Leroy and everything. So like all that stuff like kind of coincides in like the story. Like it, you'll put the pieces together. What they're trying to do is make it like a multiverse of The Last Dragon.
Wow.
And like the trailer, you seen like a wall with all different dragons.
Facts.
Those are different glows. So Bruce Leroy had the
golden
glow.
Sho'nuff had the red glow.
Which the red glow was just on his hands.
Right.
The golden glow was around, you know what I'm saying, his whole body. So each glow has different powers.
So a motherfucker might have a blue glow on their feet.
Mm-hmm. Or like a purple glow or like whatever that may be.
Okay.
But each glow has a different, you know what I'm saying, power.
Okay.
And so like the goal is to like kind of like explore, like show what's gonna go on to explore, you know what I'm saying, to come encounter with all those people with different glows.
Wow.
Then he comes back to Harlem, you know what I mean, and claims his dominance, and then Bruce Leroy is a little older now. And then, you know, that's when they, you know, link up and stuff like that. So it's supposed to be like a journey, you know what I'm saying, for like show. He encounters all these people with different glows. They're trying to make it into like an actual like series.
A series.
Yeah.
So from what we will see, is it like a full blown movie? Is like an episode?
It's like an episode movie.
Okay.
It'll like that'll be like the beginning.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what can we like? We talking like 30 minutes, 45, an hour? What we like time? About an hour?
About close to an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We like shot a lot, did a lot. So,
I'm excited about it because I'm a big Last Dragon fan. But I'm tell you, y'all. Oh man, I as soon as I seen the trailer, I was like, man, I want to see this, but I'm gonna be so critical.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We got a lot, like they still doing a lot of tweaks and just make sure that it's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And in the trailer, I seen like he went into a club and like people had cell phones and stuff. So I was like, but I said this got to be a different time. But I want to see it how it all works out.
It's a different. So like it's a modern day time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a kind of like how Bel Air is like a modern day spin on
Fresh Prince.
It's what this is. It's like a modern day spin on The Last Dragon.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm anxious for it to be complete and put out and like get the response, you know what I'm saying, from people. But so far, like it's been getting great responses. A lot of people like excited to see it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited to see it. Like the trailer is really clean and like it didn't look bootleg at all. You know what I'm saying? The really good camera shots, really crisp, and I could get a lot of what is to come from the trailer.
We did a lot of fights too. Like they didn't show they showed maybe like like a couple of fight scenes. We did a lot of fight scenes.
Oh yeah.
Though. We did a lot of fight scenes, so it is a lot of fights if they keep them in there, which I'm pretty sure they will. But like Show did a lot of fights in that in the movie.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited to see it. So before we get out of here, tell us. Well, you've pretty much told us we got Show Enough coming.
Show Enough's coming.
Memento Mori 2.
Memento Viva Day.
Memento Viva Day.
That'll be out soon. More music videos. Just more content. New apparel coming this fall. Yeah, man. Just follow me. Follow me. IG Bo Dean. And just stay tuned.
Speaking of merch, we're gonna play some Tekken in just a minute. But speaking of merch, we're gonna open this up and see what we got, man. I appreciate the care packages, man. Listen, this is the first time somebody brought me some merch through. So
I show love.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, and he's been having quality merch for quite some time, y'all. Y'all see the packaging. Let me show y'all again. I don't even want to cut it for real. I ain't gonna lie to you, but we gotta get it open, man. But look, let's see what we got in the bag. Cause I'm definitely gonna be rocking it. Oh man, we got look. Forever. Established 1987. Is that what it say? My light's so bright.
Yes, sir.
There it is, right there. You see it? Look, then I could tell. I'm feeling the shirt right now. This quality got a tag. Look at that. Look at that. Got a Fro Nation tag on it. This real nice. Hold on. Let me unroll that. This look a little sweater. A little sweater.
Yeah, for the fall.
Yes, Lord.
Fall coming soon.
I look. That's my favorite time of year. Little crew neck. I've been seeing a lot of people do these crew neck sweaters. We was talking earlier off camera. Only the money had dropped me off a nice crew neck. This is nice, man. I really like that. I appreciate that. What else we got here? Let's see what else. We got something else in here. He ain't skimp. He came with look. He came with the blue and gold. Another one. I got two nice sweatshirts to rock this this fall.
No, then you go to a Cardinals game. You know you got the red and white.
You feel me?
Game, you got the blue and yellow.
Yes, Lord. He got the city colors. Talk to him. Nice little blues hat or something. Forever established 1987, and he got a whole line of apparel with images like this on the bag, all kind of fro stuff, man. Like I said, one of the things that really attracted to me to Bo as an artist was just all of the branding that he does. And he's been doing that for as long as I've been following. He's been doing that branding, man. We got a card in there. We got a sticker to go on the shit. We got a sticker to go on the laptop. You know we like them stickers, man. Listen, let's get it in there. Get in there for me. Hold on. They don't want to get in there for me. That's okay. There you go. Look at that Fro Nation, man. Look at that. That's crispy right there. That's crispy. I appreciate the stickers, man. Look. Stickers, people don't even be understanding. This is a cool little way to show off your brand. Let me get it. Come on. It want to show your face. There it is. It's a cool little way to show off your brand. And you know what I like to do is I like to put stickers in random spots. So we got two of them. So what I'm going to do is next time I go to one of these restaurants, I'm going to put it in one of there, and I got one for myself. That's how you do that. And make sure y'all go check out all the stuff. We got, Fro Nation Apparel on Instagram. You got an actual shop at fronationapparel.com and fronationapparel.com. We're going to put all that in the description on the YouTube video. Nice quality card. We ain't going to try to focus it in there. So you sure you want to play a game of Tekken, man?
Yeah, man.
You sure? All right, listen, because
I look like so. When we did the last show,
yeah,
I did give him a run for his.
You did.
Did give him a run for his.
You did.
I haven't really played Tekken 8 yet.
He played Tekken.
Pretty sure that it's the same as all the other ones.
We played Tekken 7 at that time. There's a couple wrinkles in the game that's different on 7. Okay. But it pretty much plays the same. All you gotta do is turn that one on. It should already be set up for you. But there are some learning curves. I can't lie. Press it on guest. But it's Tekken. Okay. It's Tekken. I know when we played, I had Kazuya and you had Eddie, and he beat me off camera. Well, we don't have any of the footage. Only reason I have the footage is because on my PlayStation at the time, and I could post it straight off of there. As I was like, man, I was so upset that we had them games and I didn't have none of the footage of it. But I remembered I was like, it's on my PlayStation. I saved it. You and Nando. And I was like, I remembered. And then I'm telling you, right, no excuses, but he beat me because I was playing with my joystick, y'all. When he beat me, I was playing with my joystick that I had at the time, and it was not I wasn't ready for that at the time. Now it's different. I had to get the regular control out.
Are you ready for it now?
Yeah, this is all I use now. Since then, this is all I've used. Now Lydia did come out last night, but I'm gonna play with who I've been playing with. I've been playing with a lot of Eddie now. I've been playing with a lot of Eddie. I know that's your guy right there, so.
That's my dude.
If it has to be a mirror match, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna switch it up for the first round. They got Lee on here?
Yeah. Right there next to Zhao Yu with the gray hair goggles. Lee's a beast on this game, actually. I like playing with him. But I've been playing with Eddie since he dropped.
Oh yeah, Eddie that dude, bro.
Alright, we're gonna do a best 2 out of 3. First match you got Lee versus Eddie. Let's see how it goes. So they got a thing called heat. Press R1 to engage heat, and then you press it again to do the heat smash. It's the little bar under your health bar, and it goes down after a while, but yeah, that's heat. Sometimes you just gotta wait your turn. Them legs is hurting.
Legs ain't no joke.
It's ugly.
That was ugly. They got that one. They still got that rage thing.
Oh yeah, you do rage arts with R2 still.
Okay.
Yeah, you still got that. They don't work. You gotta sneak them in.
Do you?
Yeah, like with rage arts, you gotta kind of combo them in. You know, catch a person on the whip, get them on the juggle. That's how I like to use.
Okay.
All right, so that was just a little warm. You know, he ain't ever played this one, so you know we gonna let that be a warm-up. We gonna run the 2 out of 3 now. Who we picking? He picking Eddie.
I'm picking my dude now.
He going. This the real thing, right?
The real deal now.
The real deal. All right, so we're gonna do 2 out of 3. First to 2 wins. Let's get some good content. Shout out to the chat. Mad love to everybody who been tuning in. Make sure y'all go back and watch the replay if you missed anything. It'll be on YouTube here later on today. I say by 5 p.m. it'll be ready to go. Once again, mad love to our guest, Bo Dean. It's been a long time coming, man. Long time coming. You know, what people be doing, they be trying to pick Eddie and prove to me that Eddie's a cheap character, and I be destroying them. Which not you. I know Eddie's your guy, but other people be like, I'm gonna pick him too, but I can do the same thing.
He got he like the easiest dude to kind of like maneuver with.
Yeah, he can be, but
And he got that cool ass style.
I like this. Yeah, I like that. I like how he's always in motion with the style. But I'll tell you what, some of these people got that matchup around the pad.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people because I play with them. People be, I ain't even really been seeing too many ladies lately. Oh, look at that! Turn my energy up, y'all. Nice one.
Thank you.
Nice one. Kill. Them cartwheels gonna kill on the ground, y'all.
Oh, ain't no joke.
That's how you use that. That's how you use that on the sidestep whip. You got a lot of recoverable damage up there too. You see how they got the gray area on your health bar? You can recover all that damage as you fight, yeah. And that'll take that round right there. That'll take the round, folks. Love the way this board transitions to nighttime.
Yeah, it's more hard.
I wish it'd do it a little bit earlier, but it does it in the final round. That's dope. Ooh, that's a nice raid. She gonna get that. Sasha pressed. See, he familiar. Yeah, the 7.
I still know a little bit of something.
And Eddie is in 7. They did take a lot of his moves away in 8, though. A lot of people was complaining about that, but I feel like he's still dope. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. That fight was a lot closer than I expected. All right, there's one.
Okay.
See, you getting another character?
Yeah, I think I'm stick with Eddie.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with Eddie too.
You know what? Hold on. Let me get my nigga Law.
Law, man. Law's the same. I mean, the same things that trouble me with Law over the years still can be trouble for people.
Real.
Like, you know, the low sweep, the fucking flip kick thing he does, the double flip kicks. Law's pretty good on this game. They actually gave him nunchuck to use.
For real?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Round 1. Fight.
Nice grab. He destroyed me right now with Law. Get a hit, goddamn. You can't let him get a perfect. Get off me. Good one. Law is
All that dude.
classic character.
Nice. Damn. Nice.
Round 3.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Fight.
Get your ass up.
Oh, third. Ain't got enough energy to get through that one.
Heck no.
Fight.
That's right. Like, people be like, cheap. I don't listen. If they ain't stopping it, you keep doing it. You know?
No.
Nice up. Nice up. That boy got some Tekken time. You can tell he been playing 7. So now you charged up with the thing. If you do it again, you'll do what's called heat smash. And you'll do a special move, you know. That can be very damaging. And when that's engaged, it also does kill damage.
What's that like?
Like when you're blocking, it'll still take a little damage away from you. Ooh, he got that one. All right, this is gonna take a lot of my energy. It's gonna recover some energy for him. It's gonna put the game a little bit closer. Shouldn't say I wouldn't say. Good games. My win streak continues. Hey, mad love again. You gotta get Tekken 8. I'm telling you, listen, it's super fun to play. I've been hosting Friday night fights at 9:30 p.m. So you come through the stream, play, and get some practice. We be having some pretty good guys playing, and it's a lot familiar. It's very familiar to what Tekken, was. Tekken 7 was. There's a few new wrinkles in the game, but it's very.
A lot more like button mashing.
Well, on this game, the defense is good, but you got to be aggressive. Like if you try to play too defensively, it's not gonna work out for you. And that's one thing that I've been seeing a lot of people. They try to play very defensively, and it ends up not working out for them. All right, before you get out of here, man, listen, you got to do it. You gotta sign the PlayStation 5 plate for your boy. We got some names on here already.
See GA, shout out to GA, Big Lou,
Yes,
Doug,
Lord, Doug.
Dirty G, Tez, Cry Down, rest in peace.
R.I.P. to Cry
Golden
Down.
Man,
Dichi.
Dichi, my boy.
You got that was dope right
DT.
there. We got all kind of colored markers in this box right here for you. So grab whatever you like. Sign this for me. Once again, shout out to everybody who tuned in. Make sure y'all tune in to every episode of Live in the Living Room. Another legendary artist from the Lou has graced our presence in the living room. Shout out to Bo Dean again. Fro Nation Apparel. Make sure y'all check that out. Go watch all the videos. Be on the lookout for that Show Nuff. That's what I'm most excited about. Be on the lookout for that Show Nuff and that new album coming this fall, man. Look, Bo Dean, aka Fro God, get in there. You see it. AKA Fro Guy AMG.
You did.
Mad love again. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
Good games. Look,
Thank
when you be around the way, man, hit me up. Come through and play some games.
Yeah,
You be right there. Yeah, come through.
I didn't do too bad for my first time.
No. Like actually, you did very well. I wasn't trying to do you like I do the people online. But listen, even with that, you still was finding the openings. Yeah, you gotta get the Tekken.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get.
I know you ain't like a big gamer, but you gotta get the Tekken.
Back in the day, I was a very big gamer. Like I know the history and of Tekken, Mortal Kombat. I still follow the story and everything.
I know you know a lot about Mortal Kombat. Like
Tekken knowledge, Mortal Kombat history, Street Fighter, them three. I know.
What's your favorite?
Story wise, now it's Mortal Kombat, but at first Tekken had the story game.
I feel like
just the character building on point.
I bought Mortal Kombat 1 because of the story. I didn't like the gameplay that much, but
is it not good?
I don't like the cameos.
Yeah, I heard.
But I thoroughly enjoyed the story. Because it's like Mortal Kombat stories are given what we want in a movie that we don't get.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? So, hey, mad love to everybody. Shout out to Bo Dean again. I appreciate you, fam. Until the next time, we out of here.
Peace.